What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Mystical One, and this right down there somewhere is Monkey, and we are bringing you the news and happenings all over right now. This is the show where we cover the topics from the YouTube to events outside of the web, like sports, video games, and everything pop culture. We have revamped the channel, and we are ready to give you the hot happenings and juicy news from across the internet. So let's get started, shall we? First topic we got is, I believe Monkey's going to cover that one.
Yes, I will. So it's a new year, and there are a lot of new games planned for 2021, actually. For a 2021 release date, excuse me. But there's still no word on a new GTA. However, due to some links on the internet by a disgruntled ex Rockstar employee, the setting for GTA 6 could be Florida. That's interesting. I think Florida's gonna might be a good place.
That's where they had Vice City, I think.
Make it to where you can hunt crocodiles if you're in Florida.
There you go.
Kidding. If anybody from Florida watches, that's a joke. And it's supposed to have a bigger map than Red Dead, that's gonna be pretty big. Red Dead and GTA 5 combined. That's gonna be pretty huge. And just last week, rumors are swirling of a female protagonist. That's going to be different from anything we've ever seen, because I think GTA 5 has all been male protagonists and all that. I think all the GTA series was male protagonists. So the rumors also swirling is that it will only be for next gen consoles. So Series X and S and PlayStation 5 owners, you are in luck. It appears that all indications are that the story is going to be interesting, with Dan Houser, the key taskmaster and writer of the stories, leaving. So Dan Houser has left. Dan Houser has left the building. Kidding. Well, not really kidding, but they may go a completely different direction from their current criminality direction. It has also been rumored that they will go the capitalism route with the story this time. Possibly a changing city that changes with every player's interaction. Now, I'm going to speculate that if by chance Grand Theft Auto 6 does come out this year, it will be sometime around October. If memory serves me correctly, that always seems to be around the time of a GTA release. I think it would be kind of good to, have a big map, because that means you can, get in a plane and fly places and all that. I think that'll be good for the GTA series. And I know one thing, and Mystical knows what I want for this too, is I want smarter police AI. 100%.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because the AI in, the previous GTA games, they don't really do much. They're just... The only thing that happens is if you commit a crime, the cops come after you. But they don't come after you if, you run a red light, or if you're speeding or something like that. They don't come after you, and that's something I would really like to see added. If any of you deal in the stock market or are wanting to maybe dabble in it, the next story could interest you.
Yeah, it looks like last year GameStop reported around December, I believe it was, that they were looking into bankruptcy. They were closing some of their smaller GameStop stores, and they were looking at filing for bankruptcy this year sometime. But it looks like Robinhood, which is a major stock trading app, really helped them. They are now allowing limited buys of GameStop and other heavily shorted stocks, and they're going to resume that on Friday. Seems like after they reported that the trading app raised $1 billion overnight from investors to comply with the federally mandated capital requirements. When the market closed yesterday, which was Friday, GameStop GameStop stocks were trading at $325 after nearly hitting 414 earlier. But the real reason behind it, after doing a little bit deeper research, was looks like they had a class action lawsuit filed against the Robinhood app on Thursday. And that appears because the app had temporarily restricted GameStop trading on their platform. Doing that enraged a lot of the small investors who were trying to get in on the trading frenzy. The suit is alleging that Robinhood's actions were done purposefully and knowingly to manipulate the market for benefit of people and financial institutions who were not Robinhood customers. The company called Do Not Pay, which helps streamline confusing processes to help customers cancel subscriptions and get refunds. CEO Joshua Browder added the ability to join the Robinhood app lawsuit after he was being flooded with messages from enraged users stating that in an interview with CNBC and the show Make It, Mr. Browder was quoted on that show to say Robinhood is not acting in the consumer's best interest. They have a lot of users who sign up and are not the most sophisticated investors. They feel betrayed by a platform that has literal name Robinhood. He also went on the record to state he doesn't have a financial stake in the GameStop stock, which I find kind of interesting to hear that GameStop was going from about done to keeping well afloat by the stock surge. I'm really not one to, for theories, but there's something more behind this than what's being making us led to believe, because I find it odd how they go from a floundering company to all of a sudden this big awesome stock, and if I'm I could be mistaken, but I think that's even better than Microsoft and all that. But I haven't checked on the stocks. I don't do much investing. I've never tried it. I don't know where to even begin. So that's well above my, but it just sounds weird. This whole thing sounds real weird to me. I know when I go to my local GameStop here, they're talking about not getting the business, stuff like that. And so I'm kind of wondering what they say now that and I haven't been in there for quite a while. So I really don't know what's going on. But if there's any VR players out there, preferably like PlayStation VR, Monkey's going to talk to you about the next thing. It looks like Sony has something big up their sleeves for the PlayStation VR this year.
Yeah, this is something that I'm super excited about, actually. I don't know how well it's gonna smooth over with everybody else, but I'm actually excited for this. So, PlayStation has announced that, it has filed a patent for technology that lets spectators mess with you in VR. Back in October, PlayStation filed a patent for this that lets audience members participate in VR games. They are making the option to participate by a device of your choice. A phone or a tablet. It will show choices on the screen, and the audience will choose one. Say you're playing a horror game, like Walking Dead, and you come upon a horde of zombies. The audience can help you, or mess with you. It may give the audience a prompt that says, would you give them A, fork, B, a shoe, or C, a rifle? If the audience wants to help, they would choose something helpful, like the fork or the rifle. Or if they really want to be mean, they could choose the shoe and watch you beat the soul out of it. However, Sony hasn't really shown much signs of doing an awful lot with VR. Since they currently have PlayStation VR backwards compatible, when the PS5 came out, they showed teasers of a new VR system. but they haven't really expanded on it. This is the first actual glimpse into the future of PlayStation VR that we have seen this year since advertising a new PlayStation VR. Better runtime, less overheating, and improved graphics. But as for right now, there really hasn't been an awful lot of details to give out as Sony is focused on other projects, and it appears the PlayStation VR has a back burner right now, unless they are working on it in private.
I think
Now,
what kind of did it for them, where they're not really concerned about it, is Facebook came out with the Oculus Quest 2,
oh yeah,
and that's kind
yeah,
of killing it right now.
the Oculus has always killed it. I think the Oculus was like the biggest thing, and then Vive took that title for a little bit, and then the Quest 2 came out, and I don't know, PlayStation VR kind of went downhill because I don't know, Quest is just better.
It's possible. I don't know. I haven't tried out the Quest, but I do know that PlayStation, when they first had the whole launch, they were showing teasers of like a charger, the VR, the controllers for the VR, stuff like that. And they kind of at times was talking about going with like the Rift type controllers. But like you said, they kind of went on the back burner and they haven't really talked too much about it.
Yeah. The next article may infuriate you if you are a wrestling fan. I do not encourage elbow drops off of things onto your bosses or RKOs to coworkers, as sweet and tempting as it sounds. But
yeah, it looks like the WWE Network will be calling it quits. I know that tears a lot of you people up, but it looks like Vince has finally given up on the WWE. He sold the rights to the WWE Network to Peacock TV, which is NBC, for $1 billion. Looks like that agreement included all monthly pay-per-views such as the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, as well as the NXT and the NXT UK and 205 Live. Starting on March 18th, I believe, WWE's library will officially be moving over to Peacock's library and will kick off with the WWE Fastlane pay-per-view 3 days later. It was noted that UK customers will not be immediately impacted, but will be impacted in the future. But the US customers will see the immediate effect. To try to make everything good with the US customers, Peacock will showcase the most significant events, including WrestleMania, to Peacock's 26 million subscribers for $4.99 a month rather than the $9.99 WWE charged a month. Looks like they are also going to make it free to the millions of Comcast and Cox homes across the country. And they are going to feature replays of current week's Raw and SmackDowns in case you missed it on Monday or Friday night. There's also been rumors swirling for, I've heard about him for about a year or two, that Vince was trying to find a way to get out from under the WWE, and was going to sell it off. This would make sense, putting him one step towards that rumor being true. However, they have stated that nothing is really going to be different, other than it will have over 17,000 hours of new and original content that includes shows like Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions, Undertaker's Last Ride, and WWE Icons, to name a few. I'm okay with the move. I do watch WWE, but I am actually more of an AEW and Impact fan, and I really
100%.
like the AEW and the Impact partnership right now. Making Kenny Omega the AEW champion and having him appear on Impact, to me that's just cool. And to me it's like they're making a, in my opinion, it's like they're making a statement to Vince that, like, yeah, you're not gonna kill this off. And I wouldn't worry though. I mean, it appears you're going to get the same content from WWE and some new stuff. But my only concern here is that being that Peacock is owned by NBC, WWE is going to have to tone their content down. And I see it, hopefully it don't go like Disney did with Marvel. I still don't like the fact that
I think
Marvel is Disney.
that was the
Um,
dumbest decision ever.
AEW's really been pushing the envelope. They have some pretty I guess foul language at times. Um, they have an advantage because they have a show on YouTube they call AEW Dark, which appears on Tuesdays. And I really like that. You get a lot of the, I don't want to call them no name, but you get a lot of the lower card guys that appear on that. You're not going to see like Miro and Sting and all these top tier guys on that show, but it's the ones that are like trying to make the names for themselves, and I really like that.
It's
Um,
kind of like NXT but for AEW.
yeah, they freshen it up a little bit, and Impact was kind of struggling there for a while. But since they've partnered up with AEW, I've really seen a lot of kind of like pushback, and they're making their comeback. And I think this is see AEW's on TNT. Ted Turner owns TNT. Vince bought out Ted Turner's WCW, and I think this is Ted Turner's middle finger to Vince saying, "Hey, I'm getting the last laugh here." Um, I know that's a term that you haven't really heard, but that's basically a nice way of saying, yeah. Anyway, um, I don't. My work schedule keeps me from watching AEW and Impact, but I'm able to record it and watch it later. Like I said, Kenny Omega has been showing up on Impact, even though he's under AEW contract, and to me that's awesome. They're mixing it up. They're mixing up the storylines. Um, Storylines, if they get stale over on AEW, they've got Impact that they can mix them up with. I like Impact's version of The Fiend and Alexa Bliss with Rosemary and Crazy Steve. I like that. Um, I kind of like the fact, a lot of the like Gallows and Anderson are on Impact. They jump over to the AEW. I just like how AEW is going. And the fact that Cody Rhodes is behind that and knows what Vince is like, that's like his way of sticking it to Vince. And I like that. That's great stuff to me. And it gives us options where we're not stuck to Mondays and Friday nights. We can now watch wrestling Monday nights, Tuesday nights on YouTube, Wednesday night, um, Friday nights, and I think Impact's on Friday nights, but I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I'm not 100%
I'm
sure
not
either.
sure, but Impact has gotten really good, and AEW, the way they cut their promos, um, they hold back on their language, but they're not afraid to use foul language if need be.
TNT doesn't censor AEW.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't remember. I know there's a few times I've heard f bombs, and it just
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
it surprised me that the f bomb was dropped on TV like that. But my favorite AEW guy, it was my favorite, one of my favorites when he was in WWE, and I'm sure Monkey knows who that is, but Chris Jericho. I've always liked that dude. That dude had great mic skills. He's getting older. He's getting a little out of shape, but I still like him. And Taz is one of my favorites. And I like how they're given the wrestlers themselves are given the creative control rather than WWE leaving the creative control of their wrestlers to somebody else who has no idea. I like how they take the feedback AEW takes the feedback from the wrestlers, and they might say, yeah, that's a good deal, let's run with that, or no, that's not, we'll run with that, but let's do this. um I liked what they did with oh, what was his name? I can't even think of his name. My mind went blank. Brody Lee. I liked what they did with that in honor of him. That was really cool to me.
Yeah. Rest in
Um,
peace, Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper.
Absolutely, yeah. That was one of those. And I was a Wyatt family fan in WWE, so I liked him, and I liked uh, uh, Eric Rowan. Um,
WWE didn't even pay tribute to him, did they?
they
I don't
did
think they even did anything.
they did the 10 bell thing, and I think some of the WWE wrestlers went on like their on YouTube and talked. I think WWE let them do that on their YouTube channels. I'm not
But like
sure.
WWE itself, like
WWE did. They went on their website and they, honored him and
okay,
paid tribute to him that way.
okay,
I know that and that's still crazy to me, the whole ban that they've got where if you're on the main roster you can't do social media without signing it over. Because I was a huge follower. I used to watch Cesaro's channel on Twitch. I used to watch um, AJ Styles' channel on Twitch. I used to watch there was a couple other ones that I used to watch. And that's what I like about another thing I like about AEW and Impact. They don't keep their wrestlers off of that stuff. Mero's got his Twitch channel going pretty strong. Um, WWE, Adam Cole's got his, but that's only because he's NXT. And so being that you're on the NXT roster, you can have yours. Kip Sabian from AEW's got one, and he's pretty funny. I watch his. Um, Rosemary's got one from Impact, and I watch her. There's just a lot of them out there. It's like I said, AEW and Impact has given their wrestlers creative control. There's sometimes where I kind of sit back with Impact, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing here? I really like what they've done with the whole Miro thing. I mean, he's come back and he's just like brutal. And which WWE started him that way, and then it's just kind of like, I don't know, their creative team is weird. I'm not saying I could do better, but just looking at WWE's creative team, it's like, what are you doing? And then putting Adam Pearce, trying to get him in a match. That's so dumb to me. I mean, Adam Pearce was an official, for those of you that don't know, and now I don't know, he's doing something backstage. And if you guys aren't familiar with the storyline, Roman Reigns was trying to get him in the ring at the upcoming pay-per-view to fight him for the title. But Adam Pearce has got Kevin Owens in there now, so now it's going to be Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. Another good thing I like about AEW before we move on to the very last one that Monkey's going to cover is AEW. There's not many spoilers. Impact, there's not many spoilers that I see. You have to watch to see what happens, and you can pretty much tell what's going to happen with the storyline when you watch the storyline unfold. Where in WWE, it's like, oh, Roman Reigns is going to fight Santino Marella. You know exactly what's going to happen,
Yeah.
I mean, they don't where you could put like
They don't leave it suspenseful.
yeah,
They don't put suspense in there at all.
where you could put like Sting up against oh, that's that one guy in Jungle Express. He's the real short guy. I can't think of his name. Anyway,
John Silver?
Well, we won't. Okay, we'll use John Silver as an example. Put John Silver in with against Miro. Okay, you would think, gee,
Oof.
you would think, okay, Miro's going to easily win that. And then they turn it around and Silver beats Miro. So, it's like, oh, well, that was unexpected. Well, yeah, I like that. I would rather like to watch wrestling and see like rumors. Like it's hard to not go on the internet and see a rumor where it says like, oh, well, at this show this is going to happen. And then you watch the show and that happens. Where in AEW, Impact, you watch those two shows and it's like, well, that was unexpected type of thing. And they have some people that are champions in Impact that are like questionable, like, well, why are they champion? But at the same time, prime example is like Matt Cardona, or as WWE fans know him as Zack Ryder. He went over to AEW, and I don't think he fought a match there, but he showed up there and he just absolutely just tore it up. I mean, he was great. Now he's on Impact and he's just tearing it up. In fact, I think he's got a title shot coming up here, or a tag team title shot or something. But anyway, he's got something coming up. And it's like, but that's because they're giving the wrestlers the most of the creative control to develop their character how they want to develop. They might not be able to use the actual name, like Miro can't use Rusev because WWE owns that.
Moxley can't use Ambrose.
Moxley can't use Ambrose, but he can use Moxley because he was Moxley before he went WWE. So a lot of these guys they have to be careful what they do. But I just like how when some of these WWE guys cut promos, they just get ruthless in their promo with WWE. Impact, same thing. Dreamer made a comment. One of the, I think, wrestler Taya Valkyrie. I'm going to use her as an example because she's not on there. If you guys aren't familiar with that storyline, she supposedly got arrested for the murder of one of the wrestlers that really isn't dead, that they killed him off in his storyline. And Tommy Dreamer made the comment, maybe she's going to spend time in the prison in Stamford. Well, that's Connecticut. That's the home of WWE. He's basically calling WWE a prison. He made reference to Jacksonville. That's where AEW's out of, but it wasn't like a knife in the back to him. And Jacksonville, Florida is where.
Okay, I was gonna say, isn't that Florida?
Yeah, that's where AEW's out of. They film at the Daly's Resort and Casino there in Florida. Well, they used to. I don't know if they still do. I haven't watched this week's to see where they're at. But yeah. Anyway, I could talk about that for forever, but we're just going to go ahead and go on in. Yeah, we're going to go on to the last subject that we got because our time's a little short here.
Yeah, we're kind of on a time
Is there anybody that remembers the days when there was a network dedicated to video gaming, game reviews and E3 coverage, and a channel dedicated to nothing but just gaming and technology? I think Monkey's got this topic.
It looks like we may be in luck. G4 TV, which I didn't know about until yesterday, because Mystical actually filled me in. I'm excited for this from what it sounds like. G4 TV is looking at a TV relaunch. Friday, the G4 TV Twitter and other social media accounts blew up with a cryptic video saying, and I quote, "We never stopped playing." The video accumulates with the numerals 2021. This time, it looks like the company Comcast Spectacor is planning a huge relaunch, starting with the popular shows X-Play and Attack of the Show. People at first were kind of thinking it was a joke, but IGN, the game and entertainment publication owned by J2 Global's Ziff Davis, also posted a video 2 minutes for the G4 account confirming it. The apparent teasers were timed for Comic-Con at Home, the first virtual streaming edition of the annual fan convention. Speculation that G4 TV had something planned, such as a return, were swirling around, setting the internet abuzz for a while now. Because when you would go into G4 TV's website, it was just a playable Pong game. However, since the video dropped, the website has been resurrected and looks like there is life after all. I don't know if Mystical can pull that website up, but if he can, then...
Yeah, I'll give it a try here while you're talking. What we can do here.
Yeah, this sounds nice. It looks like there's life after all. They are currently promoting on their website the return of G4 TV, and looks talking about how it will be like G4 TV used to be. They even threw in a really bad joke about having more Cops and Cheaters reruns on there. They are advertising summer of 2020 as a launch time frame. So who knows? Maybe it will be in time for E3, which is usually in June, or maybe they will push it back a month or two to accommodate the launch of G4 TV. And hey, maybe Doctor Disrespector Summit 1G, or what about Ninja getting their own show on there? Imagine if G4 starts their own streaming service. The options really are limitless. I think it would be kind of cool.
I have the site up, so.
Oh, okay. That's the G4 TV site. Yeah. I think that it would be really cool if G4 had their own streaming service, because I know that I would easily move from Twitch to the G4 streaming service if I could, because that would be great. That would be so much fun. And I didn't know what G4 TV was until yesterday, but I think if they come back, I'm going to leave my TV on at 24/7, because I guess G4 TV was a 24/7 like TV service. So I think it would be a lot of fun, because I never really liked watching E3, because I could never catch E3, and two, there hasn't been an E3 in a long time. So I think that this will definitely be a lot of fun. Remember, you can join the discussion on any topic we talk about in this episode below in the comments. Or, if you have a good dad joke, let's keep this channel PG-13. Mystical always enjoys a good dad joke.
Oh, love dad jokes. I try to tell them to monkey all the time, and they just look at me like, yeah, okay.
That is it for this week. If you enjoy what we do here, be sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell to be notified of our next show. This has been your news from around the planet. I am Monkey, and this is Mystical. Everyone be happy, be safe, and be cool.
Try it. Take it easy, everybody.